Hello everybody, good afternoon. It's Amy with She Bought a Laser and Lulu Bean Designs, and I'm sorry that I'm a few minutes late. I realized about 4 minutes before I was supposed to hit the start button that I did not cut out the letters for my sign. I cut out the all the shapes. You can see my hot mess here. This is obviously the back of my cutouts. And I didn't cut out the letters. So I was like, oh my gosh, I had to run out to my garage. It's actually still cutting. I have the door open, so I'm listening out. I don't like to leave my laser unattended. So I'm going to go in a few minutes and just grab the letters. So in the meantime, actually these letters don't go with this project. In the meantime, let me show you what I've cut out here. Okay, so like I said, this is the back of my project. I put painter's tape on the other side so I can easily pull this out of my honeycomb bed. But obviously a lot of the little pieces didn't stick very well in there. So I just kind of grabbed all of those. I did not fish out every single sprinkle from what dropped in the crumb tray, because that just would have taken forever. And I don't think I'm gonna need all the sprinkles anyway. Okay, I just heard it finish cutting, so I'm gonna go grab it really quick. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to come on. When you come on, just tell me hi, tell me where you're watching from, and tell me what you're doing today, and I'll be back in 3 seconds. Hang on. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Here's my letters. Okay, good. Looks like we've got about 8 people watching so far. Let me angle this up just slightly so I can see your comments. Hey, Karen. Hey, Mary Frances. Hey, Sheila. How are you guys doing today? Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. So let me try to get organized here. I might just dump these out. I think it's probably just going to be easier that way than trying to paint them inside. So as you can see, like I said, I pulled this out of my honeycomb tray by just putting painter's tape over the top so that hopefully not all the little pieces would fall through, but that still seemed to happen. And we are going to do a patriotic color scheme today. And I have a couple different options to show y'all on this sign. I cut out extra pieces so I could just show you some different options that I include with the file. The most recent addition to this file is the stars. I just wanted to do a patriotic color scheme, and so I thought we needed some star sprinkles. So I went back and I added those. If you guys purchased this file from Etsy, if you don't have the stars, then just message me and I can send them to you separately. Okay, we're not gonna use that piece. That's gonna be an extra piece. And I hope I grabbed the dot off of my eye in summertime. I know I grabbed it and it was in my hand. Maybe that's it. I think that's it, that little dot. Okay, and where is my circle? I think I left my circle sitting out there too. Okay, yay, we've got some more people watching. All right, so we're gonna put this on. I'll show you the circle at the end, because right now we really need to just get these pieces started on some paint. But I did an 18-inch round board to put these on, and I stained it with Minwax. What is the name of it? I think it's honey oak or sunny oak. When I go grab it at the end, I'll tell you guys what the name of the stain is that I used. My goal was to use a stain that I can't talk and pour paint and do things at the same time. This is terrible. That the cones would show up against. I didn't want my backing to be too light because my little ice cream cones, of course, are going to be kind of like a tan, brown color. All right, I've got stuff everywhere. Let's put these sprinkles up here. All right, so the first layer of our cone, the way these work, if you haven't purchased this file, is that these fit together like this. And then these are the cones. So what I've done here is I cut all the pieces out of 1/4 inch maple, but then I cut the little cone base and the little topping for the cone, the little layer on there to make it look like a real ice cream cone. Both of these pieces are cut out of 1/8 inch birch. And so that way when you layer them together, they'll be the same depth like that. And they'll all fit together like a little puzzle. Very cute, huh? And you could probably, I was trying to come up with like the perfect colors for these two pieces, the perfect shades of tan. And I'm kind of wondering if I should have gone with like maybe a stain on one of them. We'll have to see how this comes together. Okay. So what I'm going to do is my first layer of my ice cream cone is going to be red. And if you've painted with red before, you know that you need some white underneath it to get the red to really pop. So I've got a little white chalk paint on my paper plate here. This is Waverly white chalk paint from Walmart. Let me grab my glasses. You could use a white paint pen if you want to for this little piece. You could use white acrylic paint. Any white paint that you have laying around is fine. I just want to get a white layer down underneath the red because then the red won't take as many coats and it will be a nice, bright, vivid color. And if you want the link to this file, I will post it in the comments when I get done, but it's in my Etsy shop. And of course, don't forget to use your discount code. If you're, well, you're obviously in the group or you wouldn't be watching. So as a group member, you get 20% off all files. And the code is group20. Has anyone already purchased this file or made this sign yet? Let me know if you have. Someone asked me the other day, they said they couldn't get the code to work. The code is only good on files. It's not good on like cutouts and finished pieces and everything. So if you're gonna purchase a file, then you probably want to do it as a separate purchase so you can use the coupon code. So that might be the problem if you can't get it to work. I'm not painting the sides. Oh, you'll be buying it soon. Thanks, Joanna. Is it Joanne or Joanna? Joanna. Thank you. I love it. I thought it was so fun. And I think the patriotic theme is going to be it's going to make such a cute like front door hanger for the summer, for July 4th. Did you guys have a good Memorial Day weekend? Was anybody able to get out and do anything fun where you live? All right, so those pieces are painted. My second layer is actually going to be white, so I'm going to keep on going with the white. I know it's kind of boring to watch me paint white, but we do need to get a layer of white on these. I was saying I don't paint the sides. You might paint your sides. I don't paint my sides. I have gone through phases of, there's like a little something in there, dried paint, of trying to paint the sides of my pieces. And I personally think it is so much work to do it because if you have a Glowforge or a laser, you know that the burned edges don't take paint very well. You have to prime them, and it's just quite a to-do to paint the sides. And I like the look of the sides not painted. I think they're there's like a little piece stuck in there that didn't come out. I think that it's a nice, you know, brown edge on there that just gives it a nice finished look when you're all done. And if you get paint on the edges, don't fret. If you get a lot of paint on the edges, then wipe it off with a baby wipe as you go, like while it's still wet. Baby wipes are something that everybody should have in their craft arsenal, as they call it. I use baby wipes to wipe my hands when I'm painting, to wipe my pieces when I'm painting, to wipe my mat. If you just get a little bit on there, don't worry about getting it all off as you go, because you can touch it up with a black Sharpie or a black Memento brush marker at the end, and I'll show you those as well. And I'm not even worried about getting like a super smooth finish. I mean, I'm going to give these a light sand, but sometimes when you're painting different objects, like this is obviously supposed to be ice cream, a little bit of texture, I think, makes it just look a little bit more realistic, right? All right. This piece is going to be an option for you guys. I'm going to use sprinkles on my pieces, but the way that I've set up the file is that you can, for your top scoop, you can do like a smooth scoop, or Mary Frances says, we'll be ordering this afternoon. Your Glowforge will be here Thursday. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Kirby. So you can do the smooth top scoop, and then you can add like sprinkles to it, or you can cut it out with the sprinkles down in it so that you don't have to have like a separate layer. I like the dimension, so I like them sitting on top. Or this other piece that is an option in the file is it just has, this one didn't cut very well. There it goes. It just has like this little piece right here that almost makes it look like the ice cream is like shiny, you know, like it's just like the sun or the light is bouncing off of it. It just gives it a little dimension. So you could paint this a color and then paint this little area white and on each cone. So that's just an option for you. Here's one that has the sprinkles actually cut out of it. So you could do the sprinkles a different color and have them inside of here. But I'm going to do it so it has some dimension. Or you could just do a smooth, you know, scoop on top. You don't have to do sprinkles if you don't want to. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to need white underneath here or not. I'm going to try to get away with not doing white underneath the blue, but this blue is Deco Art Americana, my favorite paint. As you guys know, if you've seen any of my projects before, I love this paint. This one is called Ocean Blue. This is actually brand new. I need to get the plastic little thing off. These never want to come off easily, do they? This looks like a good bright blue for a patriotic theme. Let me rinse this paintbrush. All right, let's see if we can get away with not doing white underneath our blue or not, or if it's going to be bright enough. I think I might grab a bigger brush. I think it's going to be okay. It looks like it's going to need 2 coats, but I don't think we need white underneath. That's a pretty blue color. I also have another fun file to show you guys that I just created last night for graduation. If you're looking for a graduation sign, I've got something really cute coming up for you. I'm going to try to get that painted today and post a picture. I'm trying to get these little, I don't know if it's wood or dried paint. You probably can't see it on camera. Joanna, you like this blue? I do too. I think it's a really pretty blue color. And just trying to paint. I like to kind of paint towards the edges because I feel like that keeps the paint from getting on the edges if you move toward the outside edge with your brush. And I know some of y'all like to paint your pieces before you cut them out, but you know, that's just not my technique. It's not the way I like to do it because I don't always know what colors I'm going to be using. I kind of like to decide at the last minute, so I don't want to be committed. Although I guess you could paint over top of another color if you really wanted to. But it just seems like a lot of work to me. I never know how much of a piece of wood I'm going to need, and I don't want to paint an entire, you know, piece of wood or an entire part of a piece of wood a color and cut it out and then realize, oh, that's not what I want. And I don't know. I kind of enjoy this process. This is the fun part to me that brings your piece to life. You always end up getting paint on the edge. Joanna, I'm a sloppy painter too. I try to, you know, keep it as neat as possible. But I just do the best I can. I think you just get better with practice. Okay, so let's do 3 of these in red. And this red is called True Red by Deco Art Americana. Hopefully this will pop because I've got this white down. Yep, I think that's going to be a great red. Sometimes I also will put down a vinyl tablecloth when I'm painting. I like to paint on my kitchen counter because I feel like I just have room to spread out in there. And so I buy those cheap vinyl tablecloths from Walmart. And I'll put one of those down and lay all my pieces on it. You know what I'm talking about? Like the flannel backed vinyl tablecloths, like for picnic tables and stuff. Those are great for painting and they're only like $2 or $3 a piece. And I need to remember to go and get a few more while they have them because they don't keep them year round. This is the time of year to get them. Are you guys able to get back in your craft stores yet where you live? Our Michaels and Hobby Lobby are open. I'm not sure. I know they still have a limit to the number of people that can come in at a time. I haven't been recently. I went a few weeks ago when it was still only 10 people allowed in the store at a time. So you had to wait in a pretty long line to get in. But I was in desperate need of paint because it had been a while since I had gotten any paint. And I was just down to using whatever I had. So I went and I just grabbed paint real quick and got out of there. But I haven't been back since. Okay, so there's our red. All right. Now I've got to figure out what colors I'm going to use for this cone. I grabbed a few shades of brown. I might just have to lighten one of these up. Let's see. What do y'all think? Do y'all think I grabbed buttermilk and pebble, and then I've also got, this is called honey brown, but it's I don't know, that might be a little dark against the stain color that I chose. So I'm thinking I might go with these. Let's see. I think I'm going to do this honey, no, this pebble. This is pebble for the background. The solid piece. Now, if y'all have any sparkly paint, that would be super cute. Or if you have any glitter, I guess you could probably do glitter while your paint's wet. Add glitter. Maybe some red or blue sparkly paint for the sprinkles. That would be super cute. Well, not blue because the top is blue, but like a, maybe like a darker blue. All right, let's see how this looks. The lines are crazy at y'all's stores, yeah. It was really crazy last time. I stood in the line at Hobby Lobby for a little while, and I finally was like, I'm gonna have to go to Michael's instead. I'm like, the line just, it was not moving. I guess people were getting in there and just wanting to browse. I was just trying to get in and get my paint and get out. All right, let me see how this is going to look with that as the background and then maybe the buttermilk on top. These are obviously not colors that I have used before because I'm having to open every one of them. I use a lot of, y'all know my favorite color, the, I should know the name of it by now. The bright, like, aqua color that I use all the time. Bermuda, is it Bermuda something? I can't think of what it is. I just want to see how this is going to look before I paint all of these this color. Why is there always a hair when you're painting? There's always a hair. Usually it's a dog hair. All right, let's see. I think that'll look pretty good. Kind of like a waffle cone. You might want to darken this color up a little bit, maybe like mix the two together. Let me see what that looks like if I mix these two. And darken this up just a little bit. I think that might look more realistic. I I'm going to go with that. So we're mixing Pebble and buttermilk. To make a lighter shade for the top of the cone. Yeah, I think that's going to look better. All right, I like that better. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the other two top layers. I've gotten spoiled by my maple wood that I cut all my 1/4-inch pieces out with because it's so smooth. This birch, this is Baltic birch that I purchased from Amazon, which is actually not cheap. I wish I could find 1/8 inch. Did I say 1/4 inch? This is 1/8 inch. I wish I could find 1/8 inch wood at Lowe's or Home Depot. Has anybody had luck finding 1/8 inch wood at either of those stores? I always have to order it, and it's not cheap. Get way more for your money with the 1/4 inch. But this is not as smooth. I love the maple because I feel like the maple is so nice and smooth. Mix a little bit more of that together. Can y'all hear the birds and the squirrels outside? I've got my back door open to my screen porch because it's so nice out. And that way my dog and my kitty can just come and go. Our kitty doesn't go outside, but he does go on the screen porch. He could very easily go out the dog door, but he just doesn't. He does not want to go out there, which is fine with me. But they love to lay out there when it's nice outside and even swing on the porch swing. They're so cute. Okay, there's our little toppers for the ice cream cones. And then I'll go ahead and paint the other two of the bases with the Pebble. Is anyone working on any fun patriotic projects? This is the first one I've done so far this year. Definitely need to do like a light sand on top of the birch, because it is kind of rough feeling. All right, let those dry. Okay, and then our sprinkles are going to need to be mostly white. I'm going to do some red, but I think the white will pop a lot more on the blue. So for my sprinkles, I'm going to try to do paint pens. Joanna says, I'm very new to wood, Glowforge user, so I haven't played much with different types yet. This is, I'm a maple snob, Joanna. Y'all have probably heard me say this before. Sorry, I'm trying to put my chair over here. I used to buy 1/4-inch birch from Home Depot, and then I couldn't get Home Depot to work with me very well on cutting out the 4x8 pieces. They really were not into it. And so I went over to Lowe's, and I didn't find any birch over there, but I found the maple. And a friend of mine who has a Glowforge had told me that she liked maple, and so I went ahead and got some, and I have never looked back. I do all my signs with maple. It is smooth and beautiful, and it just feels like nicer. It's thicker too. It says 1/4-inch, but 1/4-inch maple, at least what I'm buying, is thicker than the 1/4-inch birch was. I buy my rounds pre-cut from Home Depot, and they're way too heavy, trying to figure out a saw to cut my own. Do you have a pass-through door, Joanna? I'm sorry, did you say you were still waiting on your Glowforge? I know someone said they were still waiting. I don't know if that was you. I can't scroll back up because I left my laptop out in the garage connected to my laser, and it's probably not plugged in, so it's probably dead. But I can't scroll back on the comments on my phone. So if you have a pass-through door, then you can maybe cut some bigger rounds that way. But if not, a jigsaw, and well, people use routers with circle jigs. Now I am completely not knowing what I'm talking about. Oh, you have the basic, okay. Because I've never used a router or a circle jig, okay. But I see that is what a lot of people are doing for their rounds, and it seems to be a pretty easy thing to learn to do, to cut your own rounds. I used to cut my door hangers with a jigsaw, but cutting a round with a jigsaw without like a circle jig is hard to do. It's hard to get a perfect circle that way. So I don't recommend that for circles. I do sell the blank rounds in my Etsy shop. If you guys want them with the shiplap lines, I sell them with the shiplap lines engraved in them. And I will tell you that the shiplap lines, the engraving setting that I use, the line that gets engraved in there, if you are looking for a white, if y'all saw the video on my Beach Please sign with the beach chairs, then you know what I'm talking about. And if not, go back and watch that video and you'll see what I'm talking about. One coat of white chalk paint on top of those engraved shiplap lines just makes the perfect white weathered look. Some shops on Etsy, I think, are selling the shiplap lined rounds, and they're not doing an engrave that will give you that effect. I think their engraving is lighter. I like to give it a pretty good engrave because I use maple, so you've got more depth that you are able to utilize because it's a thicker wood. And I like to do a good engrave on the lines because then you can get that effect at the end with your white paint. And if you're not using white paint, that's fine because it'll cover right up with darker paint or stain. But it's an option if you're looking for the weathered white wood, the white barnwood. Then those are super easy to achieve. Does that make any sense at all? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the other video that I just did recently. Wait a minute, let me move these over here so I can see which ones I've painted. In the group that was the beach chair, the Beach Please sign, and you'll see the background. All right, so some of these are white, and then I'm going to do some in red. I think I needed 4 stars and 4 sprinkles for each topper. So that's 12. Maybe I'll just do the sprinkles in white, or the stars in red. No, I'm sorry, I'm confusing y'all, good grief. Maybe I'll do the stars in white, and then I'll go back over these white sprinkles with red so that we've got a mixture. I think that's what I'm gonna do, but we do need white on here for the red to pop. These Posca pens also, y'all, if you are looking for a good white paint pen, or, I mean, they have other colors, but I use their white and their black paint pens the most. This is the Uniposca brand paint pen. You can get them on Amazon, and they are the best paint pens. I love them. Thank you, Joanna. Yeah, I've got, I can do the rounds for you for sure, if that's easier. And all orders over $35 in my Etsy shop ship free. Priority shipping, which priority shipping used to be 2 to 3 days, and now I notice that they're saying it's 1 to 4 days. Now, if you guys buy this file, a heads up that the lettering is not included in the file, and let me explain why. Because I had a couple of people leave reviews this weekend. I got a little upset because they were mad that the lettering was not in the file. So here's the way this works. These are commercial fonts. You need to purchase the commercial license if you want to make these to sell. If you're just making them for you, I give you the links to the file in the listing description. So if you buy this file and you go under the details, like the description on Etsy, it says the fonts are not included because they're copyrighted. If you would like to use the same fonts that I used in the photo, here are the links, and you can download them for free. I always try to use free fonts for personal use. So all you do is download them, and then you can do the exact same lettering as me. It's not a big deal. It takes a minute, seriously. It's super easy. But if you're gonna sell them, like I said, you need to purchase the commercial license because you can get in trouble. Where'd my other Posca pens go? I think they're all the way over there. I'm gonna grab this paint pen. Hopefully this will be okay. This is Heroic. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I know this is all backwards to y'all because I'm in selfie mode. I do have a red Posca paint pen, but I'm just grabbing this. Yeah, this one's fine. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, I've got plenty of sprinkles. All right, we're good. And yes, obviously these sprinkles are tedious to paint. You can do the technique where you put a piece of painter's tape down and you stick them on there and you paint them all. That is probably way easier. And yes, I have done that. I don't know why I'm doing this. Probably because I don't have everything within arm's reach, just because I'm on video and I don't want to tie up you guys' time. But it's no big deal, just to whip some paint on these real quick. Do you do any size circles? Yes, I do. I think the circles that I have listed are, what do I have listed in there? They go up to 24 inches. I can cut bigger circles, but I just don't, I I don't have those listed. If you need something bigger than that, just let me know. I think the smallest size I have listed is either like 6 or 8 inches. But they go up to, my listing goes up to 24 inches. Hey, baby.
Can I press something really quickly?
Yeah, that's fine. Mary Frances, yes, the files are ready to cut. They come in 4 formats, but the format that you'll probably need is the SVG file. But it's a zip file that includes several different formats, just in case anybody's using a different program and needs a different format. So you just download it, and then you click on it and unzip it, and that's it. You just pull it up in whatever program you're using, Inkscape. A lot of people with Glowforge are using Inkscape, whatever program you're using. I think I've got all these painted. Yep. Okay, that is all the sprinkles. And I need to do the lettering. So, Katie, do you see a sanding block over there? Oh, there it is. I see it. It's right there. Okay. I'm going to do a second coat on most of these. But what I do is I take this sanding block. It's just a very fine grit sanding block. And I'll link all this stuff. Oh, a Cameo 4. So, Mary Frances, are you... I'm doing this, you guys. I'm just trying not to do it over my wet paint. I'm just taking this and just kind of lightly going over each piece just to give it a light sand. So it's not rough. That's all I'm doing. Just a quick little brush with a sanding block. And then I'll do a quick second coat. So, Mary Frances, are you cutting wood with a Silhouette Cameo 4? I have a Silhouette too. I'm not familiar with what a Cameo 4 can cut. So just a quick little sand on each piece to get them smooth. Yeah, Jennifer, the wood that I have cut is maple. The 1/4-inch wood is maple, but the cone is 2 layers, so it's cut out of 1/8 inch, and that's birch. So like this layer and this layer, these are 1/8 inch. Because together that's 1/4 inch, so then it's the same thickness as this. You'll see at the end. So it's all like it's all the same, and it all lines up together at the end. It's a 3, not a 4. What are you cutting? Are you cutting this project out of vinyl? Or are you cutting it out of wood? All right, did I sand all those? I think I did. Did I do the white? I don't know if I did. Yeah, I think I did the white. Maybe I didn't. You can do it. You can cut this project out of vinyl if you want to, like heat transfer vinyl or adhesive vinyl. You can do either one. I believe Silhouette Studio uses SVG files, if I'm not mistaken. I use Surecuts a lot, SCal. If you guys have ever heard of that, that is, it's a program that I've had for a long, long time that worked with the original Cricut, and I've always used it. So that's what I use to do vinyl projects. For my wood, I use Lightburn. All right, this is the lettering, and I can't remember the name of the file. I think it's Strawberry Limeade is the name of the file. The font, not the file. But it's linked. If you purchase the file, it'll tell you what font it is, and it'll link it in there for you. You want to use it with Glowforge. Okay. So yeah, so So tell me, okay, sorry, what are you asking then? Are you asking like, is the file ready to go? It's all ready to go. If you just might want to size it. So depending on what size you want to make your finished product, you're going to want to, you know, alter the size. So like for me, I'm putting mine on an 18-inch board. So I, you know, enlarged everything so it fit appropriately on an 18-inch board. Does that make sense? Oh goodness, I just made a mess on there. Hold on. Just splattered paint all over the place. And there go my letters. They're not in that thing anymore. That's all right. I don't need them to be. I can just paint them just like this. I could put them back in there if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to bother with it. All right, where's the little dot on my eye? There it is. Let me get this paint off of everything. Hey, Maureen, that's okay. Thanks for joining us. Okay, you want to use either a 12 or a 14-inch round. Yeah, so you just need to enlarge the project to fit, you know, whatever size you decide to do. That's all. Because, you know, you can make it whatever size you want. All right, and I'm just, right now, I'm just taking my white Posca pen and I'm painting these letters white. And I just made a big mess with my Posca pen because I was trying to get the paint to come out, and then all of a sudden it came out everywhere. But now it's coming out really nice. This is why I love my Posca pens. This is just coming right out of here. I always do 2 coats of paint on everything, you guys, just FYI. In the interest of not taking up your entire afternoon, I am not going to paint these letters twice. I'm just going to do a quick 1 coat on them. But then once I get off camera and I actually officially glue all the pieces down, I will, before I do that, I'm going to do a 2nd coat. But I'll show you guys how I complete the project and how I lay it all out. And there's so many different color combinations that you could do for these ice cream cones. I just wanted to do a patriotic theme. I thought it would be really cute. Oh, and I heard, y'all, that Joann's on their website has Posca pens on sale. I don't know if they still have them or if that's still going on, but I think it was yesterday or the day before someone posted that they were on sale at Joann's on their website. So you may want to just look if you're looking for Posca pens. Paint pens you think you can handle. Yeah, paint pens, if I can get away with a paint pen, Maureen, I do. But not everything works with a paint pen because you don't want streaks on your project, so you don't want to color large solid areas with paint pens. But yeah, my kids, my teenage kids do some of the painting for me for my finished pieces, and they prefer paint pens. Paint pens are just so much neater and easier, for sure. And then they don't get paint all over the sides, so you don't have a whole lot of cleanup, which is nice. I go through a ton of white and black, mostly white, Posca pens. A ton. I probably order a couple of Posca pens every other week, at least. And I usually get, I get this one, which is the, I don't know if it says it on here. All the writing is in, I think it's Japanese. 2.5 millimeter. And then this big fat one is 5.5 millimeter. So I ordered those 2 sizes. I order a lot of my supplies from Amazon. I shared the link to the boxes the other day. If you guys are looking for boxes for your finished signs, I linked some boxes on there. For smaller signs, I use the free boxes from the post office, and then I just don't assemble them. I ship them flat. So I literally like slide my sign in there. Well, actually I don't slide it in there. I tear the box open along the seam because the seam is already like glued. And so I pop the seam apart, and then I lay my sign inside with a layer of thin bubble wrap on both sides of it. And then I close the box around it, but I keep the box flat, and then I tape it up all the way around on all 4 sides with packing tape, clear packing tape. So when I have a chance, I'll do a video to show y'all what I'm talking about. It's very simple. Yeah, the free boxes are awesome, but then they're not big enough for the big signs. If you're doing like a 22 or 24 inch sign, you're gonna want the big boxes that I linked on Amazon. And it comes in a box of like, I think 10, but you really get 20 because I tear them in half like along the seam. So each box is really 2 boxes. So you're getting 20 boxes for $25. So that's not too bad. Okay, so those pieces are all painted. Like I said, I'm not going to do 2 coats, but I would normally definitely do 2 coats on the lettering. I am going to actually do 2 coats on the other stuff. I'll just quickly do a second coat of white on these stars because I really want y'all to see how these stars pop on here. It's going to make a big difference to have a second coat on them. But you definitely should do, I think, 2 coats of paint on everything, at least. And then trust me when I tell you, if you're doing pink, red, yellow, or orange paint, you probably are going to need to put white underneath it to get it to pop. Those colors just tend to do so much better with a layer of white underneath. And I'm a huge fan of white chalk paint because white chalk paint just goes on thicker and doesn't seem to require as many coats. I have Deco Art Americana white paint, but I typically reach for my Waverly white chalk paint, which I've heard is out of stock right now. Someone said that the Waverly white chalk paint is out of stock at Walmart. Luckily, I've got a good amount. I won't need to restock anytime real soon. Oh. I'll get a second coat on some of these pieces, and then I'll show y'all how I put this whole thing together. I'll go grab my stained wood round. All right, there's all those. What do we need to do? What else? All right, let me do another coat of blue. This blue definitely needs a second coat. I'm not going to worry about the cones on the bottom of the cones, but I think the top layer of the cones, we might need to do a second coat on those. So you guys tell me what you want to see for my next paint video. Which of the files do you want to see painted? I'm always adding new files to my shop. I try to add a few every week. So if you've got a favorite out there that you want to see, maybe a Father's Day sign. Eva says, I bought a circle jig from Lowe's and I love it and so easy. I got one that will cut all the way through up to a 52-inch circle. Wow, that's awesome. That is a big circle, girl. This second coat just really, really makes all the difference in the world. Just really pretty with that blue. I love that blue color. I think that is such a pretty blue. I would never cut that big, but I do cut all the way up to 26 inches. Yeah, I have not cut, so I have a pass-through door and can cut up to 35, almost 36 inches round, but I have never cut anything over 24 for a circle at least. I just haven't needed to. All right, we are getting there, guys. With all our little pieces, then we get to put the puzzle together, my favorite part. You want to, if I want to place a sign on my outside door, do I need to seal it with anything? Yes. Seal it with, well, I'll show you at the end. It's called Zinsser Shellac. I will show you the one that I use. It's fantastic. It leaves a beautiful finish on signs. Before that one, I was using Rust-Oleum clear lacquer, and that's a good one too. That's a really good one. Both of those, well, I know that you can buy the Rust-Oleum lacquer at Walmart, and I think you can get it maybe at Hobby Lobby, and I'm pretty sure Lowe's and Home Depot. The Zinsser one, I'm not sure. I know I get it from Amazon, and I'm not sure where else you can buy it because I haven't tried to buy it anywhere else. It's actually something new that I just started using recently, and I love it. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Zinsser? I'm not sure. What kind of wood do you use to make your rounds? I think that was directed at Eva. I use maple, 1/4 inch maple. I have cut 1/2 inch with my laser, but it's very slow, and you usually have to do 2 passes to do 1/2 inch. but I think Glowforge, I'm not sure Glowforge can do 1/2 inch. I'm pretty sure it's just 1/4 inch, but I highly recommend the maple. It just makes a nice high quality looking round background. All right, I think I'm just gonna do one more coat on the top of the ice cream cones. I'm gonna mix a little bit more of the buttermilk and the pebble together. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Eva. We'll see at the end how it all looks. Got too much paint on my brush. I definitely feel like I rush a little bit in videos because I feel like I'm like dragging it out. So usually when I paint, I'm a little slower than this and a little more careful. That second coat definitely made a big difference too. It's hard to tell on camera sometimes what the second coat does, but in person, it makes all the difference in the world most of the time. Okay, I think that's all our pieces that we need to paint. Let me see how that's gonna look. I'm not sure that I love the cones, the colors that they are. I'm wondering if I need to do something a little different with the back of the cone, like maybe do the back of the cone the lighter buttermilk. Y'all tell me what you think. Is that weird? Does that not look like a real ice cream cone? I don't really know. It's gonna be hard to tell until I get it on the round. All right, let me run out to my garage real quick and grab the, sorry y'all, my chair. Got so much stuff back here behind my desk that I'm trying to work around. This is really quick, the Zinsser product that I like to do for my top coat. That's the Zinsser, am I saying it? Zinsser, yeah, Bullseye Shellac. That's a great, great top coat. All right, hang on just a sec, y'all. Okay, I am back. Hold on, hold on. All right, this is my round. So I've done an 18-inch wood round, and I stained it with Minwax, oh shoot, Sunny Oak. I think it's called Sunny Oak. I will put all this in the comments when I get done with the video, y'all. But anyway, so that's my wood round. I gotta scoot some stuff around to make space for everything here. So hang on just a sec. Some of my pieces are still a little bit damp. I'll show y'all how this whole thing goes together. I don't want to lose the dot on my eye. Okay. So I'm gonna do, first, let's do the cones. This is why I'm thinking I need to do buttermilk on these cones instead, so that they'll pop more against the stain. So I may end up going back and doing, instead of this pebble on the bottom, I may end up going back and doing buttermilk on the bottom. Okay, so there's our 3 ice cream cones. And then, so let's start layering. The red I'm gonna put on the bottom. Now see how that comes together with the 1/8 inch pieces? So these are both 1/8 inch and then everything else is 1/4 inch. And it just makes it all fit together when it's layered. Okay, and then the blue on top. I love that blue. It's so fun how it just all comes together like a puzzle, isn't it? I'm going to move these up a little bit so I have more room for my lettering. Okay, so there's our ice cream cones. And then the lettering on the bottom. So we've got our Sweet Summertime. Move everything up just a little bit more. This is why I don't glue it down when I'm on camera, because I like to stand over it. I like to go in my kitchen and put it in a chair and then like stand over top of it so I can really make sure that everything is lined up. And then sometimes I'll put a ruler underneath the words to just really make sure that they're lined up. Or you can put them back in the outline piece sometimes too to line them up. That's a little trick. Gotta fit this big word down here. And then my dot on my eye. Okay, so here I'm gonna turn this around so y'all can see, and then we'll do our sprinkles. Okay, so there's what we've got so far. Turn this so y'all can see it so it's not crooked. Jennifer says I use MDF and birch plywood for rounds. I have not used MDF before. I love my wood, and I just haven't felt the need to do the MDF yet, but I know a lot of people love it. Okay, how cute, you guys, how cute is this patriotic ice cream theme here? Isn't that cute? And then we have to do some of our little red sprinkles on here. Just kind of fit those in like that. Isn't that cute? I love it. And I'll probably do 4 maybe 4 of each. This looks like that's going to be a good number. We definitely got some extras if you want to do a different amount. You could always do more sprinkles. It's hard to get these sprinkles like spaced right upside down. I need to turn it around so I can really look at it. Okay. So that is what it looks like that. Can y'all see the bottom of it? It's hard to get the whole thing on camera because it's such a big sign. And I would glue it down. Normally I'd glue it down, well, I say normally, I'm going to glue it down with my, oh, Amanda, your Glowforge is out for delivery. That's awesome. Thank you, Mary Frances. This is my glue of choice for small pieces, stick fast. Make sure y'all, if you're ordering it, I recommend the thick. See in the orange, it says CA thick. I'm sorry, I know this is backwards, y'all. Let me see if I can flip it for the end. Which one is it? I always forget. Maybe it's that one. And the tools. And then flip. There we go. Now it's not backwards to y'all. Okay. See? That's what it looks like. Not backwards. Okay, so CA thick, stick fast glue to attach all these pieces down. But let me show you real quick some of the options and what they would look like. Now, we didn't paint these pieces, but these are just different options for the top of the ice cream cone. So if you were to paint this, like say blue, and then do this little piece in white, then you could have a different look up here. I mean, of course, you can do any color combinations you want, but you don't have to do sprinkles. Or you could just, if you don't want to do patriotic, you could just cut out a whole bunch of these little sprinkles and not any of the stars. So there's that one. And then there's this one where the sprinkles would be, you know, down inside of here. So you would just paint them and then put them back down in there. So you've got that option. And then, of course, I was just saying you could just do the top scoop and not have any, oh shoot, now I can't see your comments. Hold on, let me get that. Not sure what's happening on my comments. It's not showing up. What's not showing up? I don't know. I'm sorry, Eva. I don't know what's not showing up for you. Comment and let me know. So yeah, you could just do the top and then not have sprinkles on it if you don't want to do sprinkles. So anyway, that is basically the gist of this sign. And then I'm going to do a wire hanger. I usually do a piece of wire up here to hang my sign. I always put 2 holes in the top. And then depending on the style of the door hanger, I make a bow. So I'm probably going to make a bow to go on this because I just think this sign needs a bow. I just think that would be so cute. So anyway, if you guys see it and it looks different in the photo when I post it, I may, like I said, I may go back and change this background color on here. And I may also take my pen, my white pen, and just add a few little accent marks, a few little zigzags on the layers of the cone just to really make those pop. Okay guys, so that is the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll go back and check the comments if you guys think of anything else that you want to ask, and I'll try to provide links to all the things that I mentioned today. So thanks so much for joining me, guys, and I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you again soon. Thanks, bye.